Bonjour, welcome to the LARVOL Build in Public weekly podcast. We're going to talk about the LARVOL CLIN platform and how it can help you. But it's a special day today. It's actually bring your mom to work day. So my mom is in the background here visiting from France. You might see her pass as we speak and say hello. In the meantime, we also have Sridhar already, our head of product dev, and one of the main architects, if not the main architect of Product CLIN. Welcome to the podcast, Sridhar.
Thanks, Bruno. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
So in a second, we're going to go through some of the new features that Sridhar and his team have added. Before that, I want to give a quick infomercial, or more precisely describe how CLIN can help you. So we built CLIN over the last couple of years as a Wikipedia or the Bloomberg for all public data known about every single cancer clinical trial. So think about it as a Wikipedia/Bloomberg of cancer trial results. If there's something known about a cancer clinical trial or studies more broadly, it has to be in CLIN. And if it's not, I didn't do my job properly. We have 150 hardworking people, and their job is to make sure that our data products are clean and comprehensive, especially CLIN. So we're gonna focus on one new feature of CLIN, which is the ability to navigate all of the products, all of the cancer products, and all of the cancer trials of a given company. So baton back to you, Sridhar, for a little bit of a demo.
Sure. Thank you, Bruno. And as Bruno mentioned, so there are a lot of new features that are getting added to CLIN. Our goal is to make sure that in 2025, we identify some of those critical features that we think are going to be helpful for our customers that probably will be discussed in the upcoming podcast. But for today, the focus would be on one of the new tab that is added, the company's tab to the CLIN. So what I would do is give a kind of a general walkthrough on how this particular tab is built and the various analytics that are available or that can be accessed from this tab. So when I go to the company's tab, the first thing I do is search for the company of my choice. Maybe I'll start with one of these popular companies, Merck. I see a drop down with the list of all matching companies, and I can select the company. Uh, it opens the analytics by default, the analytics tab where you see the top products for Merck in this case. Then there is a pipeline tab, and then there is the list of all trials that are associated with that company. So first, first analytics, the top products, you get to see the list of all top products from Merck, segmented based on phase 1, 2, 3, and phase 4. And um, looking at it, it's obvious that Keytruda is the one that's on the top of the list. That's a product that's in focus. We're going to further enhance some of these
Wait,
analytics, for example, segmentation and other things. Yeah.
they are losing their patent, I think, in 28. Now they're probably going to be some um, life cycle management step they can make, but it's going to be a very important step, obviously, for Merck. And the revenue, I think the publicly known revenue for Keytruda, the biggest drug ever in cancer, but also in the history of drugs, I think it's going to be close to 30 billion a year at peak. That's incredible. We've never seen anything like that in the drug world. So it's going to be an interesting opportunity and challenge for them to replace Keytruda when it's gone.
That's interesting to know, Puno. Yeah. Okay, so we can drill down to any of these analytics. For example, I can just click on a bar to see all the trials for phase 2 for Keytruda, and this will take the users to the standard trial listing page. And from the trial listing page, I can also navigate to the trial 360 page, what we call, that gives a complete view of the trial, including the publications, the expos, the game plots, the response data, and a whole lot of other information that is specific to trial. So that's the drill down we can do from these analytics. Any points to add from your side?
just I was remiss. I did not wish you and everybody else a happy new year. So let me do that. I wish all of you a happy new year, and I hope you continue to follow our podcast. We're going to continue to document how we're building this product for you in 2025, and we appreciate your support. The product has a free version for non-commercial use, and we love to give demo and customize the pilot. So please don't hesitate to leave a message, ask us a question live here, and also let us know if you want a demo of our product. We love to do that.
Yeah, and we may not have the kind of time to go deeper into these analytics, but the other one that I want to touch upon, Bruno, is the top products based on the sentiment, the X sentiment. So this kind of gives an overall picture as to the buzz and how the buzz is for each of these products that belong to a specific company. So clearly here you can see and probably we need to see like what happened to Keytruda in this list, because when we look at top products based on phase, obviously Keytruda has quite a good number of trials. But when you look at the sentiment or the reactions from the
Oh,
influencers, you can see that
hold on a
it's not.
second. Hold on a second. That's not right. How could that be?
Mhm.
There's a mistake there. I think we found. But by the way, building public for us, dear audience, is that when we found a mistake, we don't hide it. We highlight it. There's a mistake. And this feature is a new feature, so it's normal that there's a couple of issues, because obviously the biggest buzz about the product at Merck is Keytruda. It's certain, there's zero doubt. But somehow, the only explanation I have is that we failed to link Keytruda to Merck on the back end, and therefore it doesn't appear on that analytic. That's
Possible,
the only
Bruno. Let me
explanation
check
that
on
makes
that.
sense to me.
Uh, And what is interesting, again, I don't have a lot of in-depth knowledge, but here it looks like the product is not that familiar. It doesn't sound that familiar, the one that you see on the top. So maybe something that we could note and check, like why
Okay,
Keytruda is missing in this list. But I get that point. Hmm.
so it's certain that we found a bug. So that's good. That feature is still beta.
Yes, I mean we did release to production, but there is still kind of a beta testing that's going on. So hopefully it could take another couple of weeks for it to fully
You know,
stabilize.
let's pick another. Remember which company has EP and Nivo? Try BMS. Look at BMS.
Sure. So let me go to PMS,
All right.
and we're going to make some changes. So like you can see a location for the company. We are going to remove that location. Yeah. So
So EP is
Optivo,
number one. Let's look at let's. So that's number 12. Let's look at the buzz, the oncobuzz.
yeah.
EP
Optivo is
is
the
also
one
number
that
one,
has.
and your voice number two. Okay. Uh, EP and Nivo. Okay, so that makes sense. So there's a problem with Keytruda. We found it. Good.
Okay. So we have other analytics like the top diseases segmented based on the disease, and that's a drill down. So we'll continue to look into opportunities to add additional analytics that could be helpful. In addition to analytics, we do have the pipeline tab. So this I think would be good in terms of understanding the overall landscape of all the products. And 1 second, yeah. So you see like the list of all the products, the current the MOA, the phase, and the number of trials for each of these products. So
I've
it's
got
a
a
complete
question.
pipeline that. Yeah.
Why couldn't we also filter by number of trials so we have the most
We
important
have it in the end.
products at the top?
Oh, you mean to say,
But there's
oh,
no
you mean to
filter.
say ordering based? Okay, I think that's a good point, Bruno. Uh, I really don't know why we didn't add a filter, but I totally understand. Probably we should be having, maybe even in terms of ordering, probably we should add the products based on the number of trials. So definitely I'll make a note of that.
Right.
But right now it's
Yes,
organized based
that's
on
right.
phase. Yeah, so probably we didn't consider. But yeah, clearly you can see. Optivo with 2000 plus trials is somewhere down in the
Yeah.
list.
Well, the other thing we can do is first organize by phase, and then within the phase, which is the highest phase of a product, then by number of trials. So the most important products will be at the top. Click on the filter for product for a second. All right. So we can, so it's not really a filter, actually. It's more of a search, isn't it?
It's filtering
But
products. It's not a sort, it's a filter.
it's a filter, but it's not a way to rank.
No.
Yeah. So, okay. So if we type, if you type Yervoy, all right. Let's select Yervoy. Now we have Yervoy, and then click on Yervoy. If you click on Yervoy, then you
Yeah,
get to the product page, right? Is that right?
I think it takes to the trial listing page. I could be wrong, but it's a trial listing page. Yeah, it's a trial listing page that shows all the trials for Ervoy, not
Oh,
to the
yes.
product.
It doesn't go to the product page because we also have a product page,
We also
right?
have a product page. We can do the cross link too. So maybe that's one of the items that probably I'll also add to my list. What would be the best option? Showing the list of
Yes,
trials, doing another drill down, getting to the list of products, and from the list of products, should we get to the trial listing page? We can do that too.
yes. I hope people are not annoyed that we're having our internal conversation, but that's the idea of building public is that we invite you audience in our normal meeting. So we essentially having nearly a standard conversation that Frida and I will have internally in talking about a new release. So I want to say that we have a good amount of people listening. If you have any questions on anything about LARVOL CLIN, jump in. We'd love to answer it. We can go anywhere you want. Also, there's a lot of features that this product we think is absolutely unique, and there's a few of the features that are very important that nobody else has. For sure, we are certain of that, and that we think are creating a lot of value for our users. So we'd be very happy to drill down on them. In the meantime, Sridhar, any other points regarding this feature?
Just one last point to add. Of course, we have the last tab, the trials tab. It's more of a catch-all. So if you want to see all the trials, in this case for BMS, that's about 2,600 plus trials. I can directly jump to the trials tab and I can access the list of all the trials. I can do the same thing going to products. So if you want to be checking for the specific trials for a given product for BMS, I could achieve it by going through the product tab. So there are a lot of ways to drill down to the data, to specific data, either at a company level or at a product level. We can start drilling down and reach out to the specific trial of interest.
So, so I'm trying to play user here.
Mhm.
They have 800 cancer trials. How will I use that list? Is it by in I guess the most important trials at the top, right? The one that have the highest
That's correct.
impact rating. And earlier in
That's
another
correct.
internal call this morning, we said let's get rid of the impact rating. But if we don't have the impact rating, how will people understand that list or understand the principle we use to rank these trials?
Yeah.
So based on that, would you keep the impact rating or would you remove the impact rating?
I think
Of
we
course,
should keep the importance rating, Bruno. I mean, we
you should
could
keep.
add filter to sort based on other criteria. Definitely, they can be sort based on the activity or based on the publications. We can definitely add filtering or we can add sort, but there should be a default always that's based on the impact rating. That's what I feel would
So are
be
you
appropriate.
saying the ranking should be based on impact rating, or are you saying we should display the impact rating?
The display, I mean to say.
Display. Okay.
Yeah.
And in other parts of the products, we decided to remove them, right?
We do have in some cases, and we did remove in some cases. That's correct.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we're getting already close to the end of that 15-minute time we have together. And we appreciate everybody who joined us in our building public session about LARVOL CLIN, the Wikipedia/Bloomberg of cancer data, with Sridhar already today. Sridhar, any final comment before we close the podcast today?
Just one final comment, Bruno, that we'll be having some new and exciting features. So probably I'll be joining one of the upcoming podcasts. There are some new items that will be getting added to landscapes that would be exciting to discuss, and there will be some new features under the key population tab. So a lot of new things that are coming in there that we can discuss in the
Okay.
upcoming podcasts.
Well, we love developing this product. We're very intense about it. Sometimes we have fights about little features because we care about ultimately building the absolute best product we can for our users. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Ron. Bye.